So what's going on to you, Virgos? All right, so for you, Virgos, you have the High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. Yeah. So a lot of you Virgos have been getting to know somebody, right? Recently, right? Around this time. And really, they think that you Virgos are easy to use, and it didn't go down like that because because the High Priestess being Virgo and Taurus put together, you Virgos are very you're able to see through a lot of people's nonsense. You're able to see through it. Part of the reason why you're able to see through it so much is because you Virgos stay quiet in a lot of times, right? um Virgo is a zodiac sign that can tend to be quiet, so change modes on people and be quiet and really just kind of observe the situation, right, as it's playing itself out. So as you're getting to know this person, for some reason or one another, right? Queen of Swords, they thought that you were easily used, easily played, and it didn't go down like that because the Eight of Cups represents you Virgos has self-respect. The truth, you have self-respect. The truth is, a lot of the times you Virgos know what type of time it is with a lot of others, but the thing is that you Virgos want to see if the person has integrity a lot of the times. And why that's important in the first place is because it takes you Virgos getting hurt a couple of times before you Virgos start to understand to be a little bit more pessimistic. A lot of times people want to run around. Like I said, instead of them ask Virgos what's going on, and shout outs to the people who do, right? But instead of sometimes people asking Virgos what's going on and understanding how they think, I'm telling you, the delusion of grandeur, they assume a little bit too much, and they're not a Virgo at all. And why that's a bad thing for people who are not really Virgos, and even Virgos who don't understand themselves, is because they end up making themselves a little bit of a fool. Because see, what happens is that us as Virgos, we, when we're younger and we're inexperienced, we don't know. A lot of the times we have self-respect, and we learn how to not have self-respect from others because we love, intimate love comes so difficult for us. Venus falls wherever Virgo is, so love comes very difficult to us. So a lot of the times us as Virgos, we're trying to create a romantic love, or just love in general, right? Whether it's friendships or whether it's familial ties, so much to the point where we end up totally forgetting about ourselves and taking care of ourselves. And when people ask us for stuff too many times, and they try to take advantage of us, a lot of the times as Virgos, we be knowing what type of time the person is on because of how inconsistent the other person is. It's just that us as Virgos, we give the people the benefit of the doubt because we want them to, number one, we want to show them that we actually had a back, and then it transforms to testing to see if other people have integrity and decency enough to not take the money, not be so caught up with trying to run game, right? If they have the ability to kind of rise above their stupidity. And a lot of the times people are so caught up on, this is why I kind of clown, what I'm saying, the thought process, not the zodiac signs, but the thought process, because once again, Virgo, people really be out here stupid because they think that they're running that type of game on you. And it's only until us as Virgos make a real decision to stop allowing people to take advantage of us and to be a little bit more pessimistic, because we're not pessimistic coming out. We just want to be in love and, fall in love and all this other type of nonsense. It's just that how we learn, to not necessarily trust others is because a lot of people be doing some stuff. Like I remember myself as a Virgo myself, like I remember that all the times myself where it's like I knew this Cancer crab and I'm trying to hang out with her, and you know, she want to do her own thing or whatnot, but she wants me to like buy her dinner, and I'm like, listen, you're your own person. You need to get up and get a job and like find something to do. And meanwhile, this person is coming over to my house every night, begging, handout, begging like an old bum, begging, handout. You got spirit change? And I'm like, how many times this person said that they're gonna call the cops? How many times this person said they're gonna send people to my door? All this nonsense. All this all this back talk. And it just looks crazy. All of this nonsense. And for what, right? And the thing is that the Ten of Swords, you have the scars, you have the experience. You Virgos have the wisdom to know when somebody is messing around with you. So you're not, of course you're not going to take that. Not if you have self-respect, not if you're experienced. Them type of games can only work on young Virgos who don't know the game. You know? And part of the reason too why it is that a lot of the times we end up taking so long to understand the social game, the mind games that people play out here, is because how many times, and I want to see this in the comment section, how many times have people went to other older people that they know, talked to them, and those older goobers went ahead and diluted you Virgos too, talking about how y'all know what y'all talking about, and about how it is that, you know, you Virgos don't know what you're talking about, you need to try again. And it's like, and you Virgos are thinking to yourself, how many times should I have to try and I'm getting my butt kicked? What am I trying for when people act like jerk-offs? What am I trying for? What exactly is the goal here? And then they telling you, oh, y'all just ain't dating right. You're just not dating right, Virgo. You're just not doing enough. You Virgos are just not doing, you're just not dating right. There's something about the way that you Virgos date. And you Virgos know good and well the whole time that you're doing it correctly. You're a young, whomever you are, and you're already getting it figured out. But the thing is that what keeps you into the game when you're young is all the knuckle-headed grown-ups who are acting worse than young ones, acting worse than they're 5 years old, telling you, nah, stay in the game. I'm saying, stay in the game. You know what I'm saying? No. You ain't got to go ahead and lead the game. Meanwhile, you ain't getting anything out of it. So now the Seven of Wands is about how, because all it is that they're trying to do to you Virgos is come in and take from you. Get your money and get your peace of mind and get whatever it is that they can get out of you while act like you stupid. Now they're looking for something from you, but you're stupid. So now the Page of Cups is about the pure delusion, the entitlement, the ideology that you Virgos owe these people something, right? So all it is that you Virgos are doing is just ignoring them. That's why you got the High Priestess. Because of that stench of, that stink of entitlement. Who are they? Acting like you owe them something. And the Page of Cups, now that you Virgos aren't really even paying attention to them, they're still contacting you, trying to make it seem like you owe them something. And you Virgos are like, yo, stop calling your phone, you freaking weirdo. The Page of Wands now is, now they're trying, because you've already left. You already left. And the King of Wands, you don't care about anything that they have to say about you behind your back. Who cares? Who gives a crap? You Virgos don't care. Because when you're trying to do things right, what happens? They treat you like you a freaking hump. They treat you Virgos like y'all are nothing but a camel's hump. Just the hump on their back. You know what I mean? But then again, once again, this is the delusion that we're talking about here. You're stupid. You Virgos are stupid and all of that, but yet here they are wanting something from you. You know, the idea is real. The idea is real problematic. The delusion of grandeur that these people are dealing with is really problematic. The idea that you Virgos are supposed to be useless, but then at the same time, these people are they're looking for something from you, right? Why is it that they're looking for something from you in the first place if you are supposed to be the one that are useless? It stands to reason that if they have their stuff together, why are they all up in your face trying to get your attention anyway? Trying to get you Virgos to chase up on after them anyway. And the King of Wands looks like is a lot of you Virgos are not having a problem being a jerk anymore, because you Virgos know why you're doing it. You know why you're doing it. You're doing it for a reason. It's not like you Virgos are rebels without a cause. No, you Virgos very much so are rebels, but you do have a cause. The cause is how entitled people are and how they're not even really interested in actually dating anybody. All they want to do is just stand next to the person and just show up and stand next to the person and gain everything that the person has and parasite off of them. This delusion of right, this right to invade other people's lives with a smile and a little bit of benefits, if they want to call it that, and then exchange the little that they can offer for so much that you Virgos can provide. And that's a dub in on itself, right? It's a whole dub, because the Two of Pentacles now is about, the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords is about how you Virgos are not waiting on them to get their stuff together. You Virgos are already stopped, replying to their phone calls and stop interacting with them, period. And you've already moved on to somebody else and beginning to go back on your search to find someone out there again. Y'all are not sticking around waiting for some idiot who wants to act like their boo-boo don't stink. You don't have time for that. It has to be a functional relationship. I don't understand how people have this delusion of grandeur that they don't want to contribute to these marriages. And it's like, do you understand that, again, the richest families in the world, when they get married to one another, they're both millionaires a lot of the, not always, but they're both on the same level, meaning that a lot of the times when they get married, the person who's married the other person, they both have millions of dollars. They both come from wealth. And and they don't even keep their money in like cash all the time. They mostly don't keep it in cash. But sometimes when they keep a good amount of it in cash. And sometimes when an opportunity shows up, if they don't have the money to go ahead and actually just purchase it all out, they'll join their saved money, their saved income, and then they'll join it with their spouses, and they'll be like, hey, I'll pay you back. 50-50. What are we talking about right now? And this is what causes a lot of people to really not take advantage in a good way of 50-50 relationships, because, and I've talked about this a million times before, there is no such thing other than a 50-50 relationship. Because what is a relationship that isn't 50-50? It's parasitic. If this is supposed to be a relationship and I'm giving you way more than I'm getting, what is that other than a parasitic relationship? It takes two, and yet I can't even get a sandwich, but at the same time, I'm transferring all of these treasures that you want to you. So I'm the one that's bringing the value, but I can't even so much as get a sandwich, because I'm coming 90 and you coming 10. No, it's 50-50. It's about the quality of the numbers. 50-50 is what? Both sides putting in an equal effort. That's why it has to be a 50-50 relationship. And that's why no other relationship works. Because it's not about the, it's not, it's, it, there is no exception other than 50-50 because it's about the quality of the numbers. The 50 and the 50 represents an even number out of 100. The 100 represents the effort. The 100 represents the whole relationship of itself. You and the person together as one. So the 50, the 50-50 represents both sides are equally into one another and putting in an effort into one another. If it's 60-40, it's wrong. Because what are you saying? You saying that one side, if anything other than 50-50, it means that one person is doing way more than what they need to. And again, it's about the quality as well. It's about the quality of the relationship. It also speaks volumes to how the other person who's sitting back and collecting all of the hard work is just sitting back and allowing them to do it and coasting and not even saying anything about it and not even being bothered with themselves. They don't even have the integrity to be bothered at the fact that they're watching their significant other work themselves into exhaustion, and they don't even have the integrity to even do and say anything about it and to actually pull their own weight. They're happy to watch their own significant other work themselves to the bone. So it has to be 50-50. Anytime I hear relationships that ain't 50, that's a dub. There's no exception. Let's clarify the Ace of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess, the Star card, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. So, to clarify the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess is about how a lot of you Virgos you pulled a disappearing act on them. And that they're going to quickly find out very fast when you're not interacting with them anymore just how serious you are. And they're going to drop off the face of the earth from messaging you and trying to reach out. Because they're getting it quickly that, you Virgos aren't playing that. Y'all actually went off without them and began to get to know brand new people. The Star card and the Nine of Swords, y'all are not even thinking about them. You're just thinking about how the sense of entitlement is wild. Other people really expect you to work your hands to the bone to give everything that you've built up, all your artwork and all your resources and everything else for you Virgos to just hand it over to them. That's delusional. And the thing is that the Eight of Wands is about how no one is worth all of that. Because in order for you to trust them with something, right, to trust them into your life, that's something that has to be built up. It takes years. Years build that long-term relationship. Years build that. And every single day, it has to be a conscious decision to want to be loyal to your significant other. You want to be in the relationship with your significant other every single day. Now, you can imagine how certain couples last 18, 19, 20, 25, 30 years, 50 years.